Devin Haney against Gervonta.
It's a problem, bro. He's going to be a problem
for
bro.
everybody.
He's going to be a problem, bro.
Speed is bananas.
Yeah.
You ever see him shadow box, like throw combinations?
Oh, yeah,
there?
bro.
Like,
oh, yeah.
Is this sped up?
Oh,
How
yeah.
are you so fast?
Yeah. It's not fair.
He might have one of the fastest left hooks.
Joy Rogan has reacted to Davis knocking out Frank Martin, warning Tank that Ryan Garcia will beat him in their potential rematch. Tank is the face of boxing, but not for everyone. In any case, it's undeniable that Tank is significant. The WBA's 135-pound champion secured an 8th-round knockout of previously undefeated contender Frank Martin for Davis. It was his 31st win in a row, and this was his 6th defense of a lightweight title that dates back to 2019. According to some reports, the Tank may fight Isaac Cruz next. The first fight went well, so why not have another one? If this outcome leads to another fight between Davis and Isaac Pitbull Cruz, it would be a highly anticipated event. Cruz made history as the first man to go the full 12 rounds with Tank Davis when he stepped in as a late replacement for Romero in December 2021. If this led to another clash between Davis and Isaac Cruz, it would be an exciting prospect. Pitbull's manager, Shan Gibbons, told the boxing scene that December is perfect. We're not chasing Tanks now that we have the belt, but everywhere we go. Everyone wants to know that when we're fighting, Davis will fight, Pitbull will fight, and we'll be ready. Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson reign supreme in the lightweight division, each holding prestigious titles. Davis with the WBA belt and Stevenson with the WBC. Their dominance is reflected not just in their championships, but also in their consistently high rankings on prominent pound-for-pound lists, such as the June rankings by BR, where they often appear side by side. Maybe a great battle because they are both in their 20s and undefeated. However, since boxing is well done, there's no such thing as a guarantee. Davis is part of the Premier Boxing Champions Network, managed by Al Heyman, while Stevenson fights under Bob Arum's top-ranking banner. This makes the chances of their match happening in the near future as improbable as a snowstorm hitting South Beach. Despite this, the media continues to clamor for a showdown, and both fighters also hint that the other is a prime target on their respective hit lists. Leonard Oliver, who serves as an advisor to Davis, told the boxing scene that, "Trust me, Shakur is going to get that work. He's asking for it, and he's going to get it. It ain't what he thinks it is. I can't wait for it to happen, however, given that Davis has defeated Martin, who is also associated with PBC. The most likely scenario now is that Davis will remain on the PBC network. His next opponent is likely to be another previously undefeated PBC fighter, Gary Anthony Russell, on Saturday's undercard. Russell, the youngest of a family renowned for boxing prowess, sought his 18th consecutive victory. However, he faced a setback as he lost by split decision to Alberto Pell, forfeiting the WBC's interim title belt in the 140-pound weight class, one division above Davis. Previously, his biggest victories came against ex-champions Victor Posol and Ronis Baroni in February and July of 2022. For his entire 7-year career, he has weighed between 136 and writers to engage in direct digital confrontations, making outrageous suggestions about fantastical matchups that could only exist in the virtual realm. Initially, their bond took the form of a father-son or mentor-mentee relationship. Dynamic over time, Davis evolved into Mayweather's prize asset, marking a significant shift for Mayweather from being a fighter to a promoter upon his retirement from boxing in 2015. Their partnership dissolved in 2021 and quickly deteriorated into a barrage of insults and jabs escalating online during Martin Fight Week as Davis cautioned potential clients about joining Mayweather's firm. Davis recently posted on Instagram that if you sign with this fraud, he will __ up your career. He's not a successful businessman at all. Mayweather's reaction was swift as he shared a poster for the Davis-Martin fight, hinting it might be off. Meanwhile, Davis hinted at a possible showdown, with Mayweather naming him the toughest opponent among others. In an interview with Mara, he mentioned possible dates in September or November for the bout tank. He said he feels I'm at this point where I'll pass him, and I'm doing it at a young age, after a 14-month absence from competition due to legal issues. Gervonta Davis delivered a knockout victory over Frank Martin after defeating Ryan Garcia, who was also undefeated in April 2023. Tank dealt his opponent a severe blow, resulting in his first defeat, along with that of Mexican WBA super lightweight champion Isaac Cruz and Ukrainian IBF lightweight champion Vasyl Lomachenko. Davis is still the WBA lightweight world champion. The most important thing is that I'm back in business, and I'm going to stay focused on what I want to do. Tank's response to the question about whether he would face Lomachenko or Pitbull, while Pitbull is already focusing on his next bout, was confirmed by his manager, Shaw Gibbons. After his most recent victory, Gibbons considered the growing reputation of his boxer. He said down here that it's not Beatlemania, it's Pitbullmania. People are writing songs and creating murals for him. According to Gibbons, it's something. Cruz will likely need to make a short turnaround for his first title defense, possibly in August. Paco is also hoping that the fighter continues to compete. Manny wants to keep his momentum going with activity. Gibbons added that Paco is also excited about a fight in December between Cruz and Davis, which would allow Cruz to exact revenge for their first round loss. Gibbons continued, he's ready to fight, and the fans are ready to see him again. The fans have spoken. On the other hand, Ryan Garcia made significant accusations against Caleb Plant, the former IBF super middleweight champion, following their altercation during the Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin fight. This incident marks another chapter in their history of contentious exchanges on social media. Their feud was sparked when Plant lambasted. The feud between Ryan Garcia and Caleb Plant has reached a fever pitch, captivating the boxing community with its mix of personal attacks, social media drama, and physical confrontations. The origins of this intense rivalry can be traced back to a controversial incident in April, when Garcia failed a drug test prior to his scheduled fight with Devin Haney. This failure cast a shadow over Garcia's career, and Plant, along with his family, expressed their skepticism about Garcia's integrity. This skepticism was not taken lightly by Garcia, who felt unjustly accused and slandered, setting the stage for future conflicts. The tension simmered, finding a fertile ground on social media platforms, particularly on X, formerly Twitter, where both fighters engaged in a war of words. Plant did not hesitate to reiterate his doubts about Garcia's failed test, keeping the issue alive in the public's mind. Garcia, in turn, escalated the conflict by launching personal attacks, targeting Plant's wife, Jordan Hardy Plant, in a move that broke the unspoken rule in sports rivalries that family members are off-limits. The exchanges grew increasingly bitter, with both fighters using their platforms to hurl insults and provocations. Garcia's comments about Plant's wife were particularly inflammatory. He accused Plant of throwing a beer at him during a recent fight event without looking and then fleeing, a claim that added to the already tense situation. Garcia went further, making crude remarks about Jordan and insinuating that Plant was involved in an extramarital affair, claiming to have proof and suggesting a deeper, more personal vendetta. This personal attack was not just a momentary lapse, but part of a pattern of behavior for Garcia, who had previously made derogatory comments about other fighters' families, breaking the unwritten rule of excluding family members from disputes. The animosity between Garcia and Plant was not confined to words alone. During the fight between Davis and Martin, tensions boiled over into a physical confrontation. After Davis secured a knockout victory, Plant allegedly threw a beer at Garcia, prompting a physical altercation. Security quickly intervened to separate the two, but the incident added fuel to the already raging fire. Garcia took to social media to address the incident, stating, "Caleb Plant just hit me with a beer without me looking, and then he ran." He followed this with a crude comment, claiming, "I licked your girls, explicit, and I showed you the proof." In a subsequent post, Garcia clarified he was referring to a different woman, suggesting Plant was involved in an affair, saying, "I mean your side girl Caleb, the one that Jordan doesn't know about. That's bad, she doesn't know." These remarks reignited the already smoldering feud, bringing their enmity back into the spotlight. The conflict has deeper roots, dating back to Plant's tenure as the IBF super middleweight champion. Garcia had publicly accused Plant of dodging a bout with Canelo Alvarez, which led to a heated exchange of words on social media. While the rivalry had seemingly cooled off over time, recent interactions have reignited old flames. In the realm of male sports rivalries, there is an unwritten rule to exclude family members from the argument. Garcia has repeatedly disregarded this code by targeting Plant's wife, marking a repeated breach of this norm. This isn't the first time Garcia has involved a fighter's wife in his feuds. He previously made comments about George Kambosos Jr.'s wife during their rivalry. The ongoing drama between Garcia and Plant has drawn significant attention, not just for its personal nature, but also for its potential impact on their careers. Fans and commentators alike are speculating about the next steps for both fighters, with Garcia stepping up to challenge Errol Spence Jr. and possibly moving into the super middleweight division. The prospect of a showdown with Plant in the ring seems tantalizingly possible. Joe Rogan, a respected UFC commentator, has shown unwavering support for Garcia despite his recent loss to Gervonta Davis. Rogan contends that with proper hydration, Garcia could effectively challenge Davis again, emphasizing Garcia's unmatched speed and skill. During a recent episode of the Jerry MMA show, Rogan and Max Holloway praised Garcia's prowess, particularly his left hook, which they marveled at for its incredible speed and agility. They also discussed the weight clause imposed during Garcia's fight with Davis, which limited Garcia's post-weigh-in rehydration, arguing that a fully hydrated Garcia would pose a greater challenge. The ongoing support from figures like Rogan underscores the broader boxing community's interest in Garcia's future, despite the controversies surrounding him. As for Plant, his readiness to confront Garcia remains a topic of interest. In a recent interview, Plant acknowledged that things get heated when someone drags their partner into an argument. He expressed that while he isn't looking for a confrontation, he won't shy away if it comes to that, asserting that he wouldn't be intimidated by anyone. The public and media attention on this feud highlights the high stakes involved. Fans are eagerly awaiting the next move from both fighters, wondering if a physical showdown in the ring will finally settle their differences. The possibility of Garcia moving up in weight to face Plant adds another layer of intrigue to the situation. However, organizing such a fight will come with challenges, given the personal animosity and the professional stakes. In the meantime, Garcia remains suspended for performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs, which is a significant hurdle he must overcome. His suspension complicates the possibility of immediate future fights, including a rematch with Davis or a bout with Plant. Despite these obstacles, the demand within the boxing community for a resolution to this feud is undeniable. Fans and commentators are speculating about the potential outcomes and the impact on both fighters' careers. The ongoing support from high-profile figures like Joe Rogan and the public interest in the feud suggests that whatever happens next, it will be closely watched and highly anticipated. The combination of personal vendettas, professional rivalries, and the potential for high-stakes matches ensures that the story of Ryan Garcia and Caleb Plant is far from over. As negotiations and preparations continue behind the scenes, the boxing world remains on edge, eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this explosive saga.